The first film, called The Lost Creek Saucer, was brought into my office in 1966 by a boy who said that his employer had been filming a little league game and had some film left in the camera, and while coming through Lost Creek, West Virginia, they saw this object in the sky, which was about 35 feet in diameter, and shot the rest of their 60mm film of this object, and that we were going to show. Jim Moseley has used this particular film during the time that he was on lecture tours, and this was very well received. This first sequence is the Lost Creek Saucer, and we will see a boy flying toward the sky, and finally we will see an object sort of dancing around in the sky. The object is sort of swaying like a falling leaf motion. Its main motion is by the camera itself, because these people were understandingly nervous.
You have a film of a flying saucer episode here. Can we roll that film? Oh, we'll do it right after the commercial, shall we? We have a word. When we come back, you will see what this man has brought to us, about 40 seconds of film, presumably showing flying saucers in action. Stand by. Exactly what will we see as this film rolls?
Well, this is about 35 seconds of actual flying saucer footage taken in a little town called Lost Creek, West Virginia. And it's an amateur film. You can see right away that there are parts of it that do not actually show the saucer. It's an attempt to follow a craft which is about to land in that area. So as it rolls, you just have to ignore the first few seconds where you don't see anything, and then the next 15 or 20 seconds you see the craft moving about in the trees.
All right, let's roll the film and take a look at it, shall we? What are we seeing here now? Just the trees, huh?
Yes. Now, you'll see the saucer in just a moment. I don't know. Yes, there it is.
That's a saucer, huh?
And this lasts for about 10 or 15 seconds. Of course, it's an amateur thing, as I say. So it's not, well, if it were a fake, it would not be done this poorly as far as technical skill is concerned. That's my opinion.
You know what it looked like to me? Somebody threw a mushroom over a tree. I remember a program we did one time, and a man showed some film of an actual saucer that he went to, I believe it was the planet Venus in. And as we looked at it, it looked very good. It looked better than your film. It really was moving out. And he said, they picked me up in the desert and took me out. We had it analyzed, and it turned out that he had actually gone to the planet Venus in the top of a vacuum cleaner. That's what it was.
Well, let me say that there is some fakery, but not in film. Very hard to do. I've talked to so many people about that, and still pictures can be faked, and there are many around that are not worth much. But the movies are something more serious, and I think
you say it's difficult to fake things with film. Anybody who ever saw The Day the Earth Stood Still could swear that this flying saucer was flying right into Washington, D.C. They could see it land.
Well, Joe, the thing is, that's an expensive job. What did that cost them? Hundreds of thousands of dollars to do that? Mm-hmm. That's animation that's done by professionals.
Well, it can be done.
Well, if you have a bankroll like a movie house.
There have been many, many still pictures of flying saucers throughout the years, and I don't try to show any because they don't really prove anything. If you have even one friend, and hopefully everybody has one friend at least, you simply have him throw up an object, a pie plate or a garbage lid or whatever you prefer, and snap the picture as the thing is in the air, and you've got a picture that's as good as any of the supposedly genuine ones are. But over the years that have been maybe 6 or 8 motion picture films also. And these are considerably harder to fake. You'd need a lot of time and money, and amateurs wouldn't normally have it or go into that much trouble to fake something. So I tend to think that the picture you're about to see is genuine. There have been 2 other short film clips of flying saucers which have been incorporated into a documentary movie called UFO that came out about 10 years ago. In New York City, we still see this movie on late television occasionally. I don't know if it's been out here or not. But when you see this film, don't expect too much. It's just a amateur shot. It runs, though, less than a minute. And the background of this particular film is as follows. A young fellow named John Sheets, whose head bobs in and out of the film, as you'll see, was driving in a very desolate part of West Virginia with his boss. They were in the roofing business. They were on their way one afternoon to take motion pictures of a Little League ball game. That's why they had this 16-millimeter camera in the car. As they were driving, this area was known as Lost Creek, West Virginia. It's near Clarksburg in the western part of the state. As they were driving along about 3 p.m., they saw this object, which they claimed was 12 to 15 feet in diameter, start to follow their car at a distance of about 150 feet off the ground. They wanted to take pictures of it, so they stopped the car, but by the time they got the camera loaded, the object had left. Well, as in the other case that I told you about a moment ago, the object did finally come back a second time, which is unusual, and by that time they were more or less ready for it. But again, you'll see in the film, the first few feet are wasted as the man is desperately trying to get lined up in the viewfinder the object which he is seeing visually. So really, you only see the object for about 30 seconds. And that's the story behind it. So I think we'll show the film now. We'll try to show it once forward, but it's so brief that we'll then show it backward. It doesn't really make much difference, as you'll see. Well, back in the 1960s, Gray Barker and I came out here to Lost Creek, very close to where we're standing now, and we had a fishing pole similar to this and a flying saucer a little bit bigger, and we were driving at that time. I was doing the driving, Barker was in the seat next to me with the movie camera, and another fellow that we knew was on the hood of the car with the fishing pole and the saucer, and we took some pictures of it. Once we developed the film, we sold it, and I used it in my college lectures for about 10 years. It was quite convincing to a number of people.
We got a little model saucer, maybe 6 inches in diameter, a child's toy, on the end of a thin string. It took 3 people. I drove, and a kid that Gray knew was on the roof dangling this thing out the window. Then Gray Barker was filming it.
Oddly enough, hoaxing is part of UFO. It's part of the performance of UFO is to create and distribute frauds. And it doesn't mean that you don't believe in the genuineness of the underlying phenomenon. You just accept that somehow the creation and distribution of frauds is part of it. Jim Moseley says that Barker used to sit back and calmly say, "It's all part of the pattern."